I actually did not hear about the URF program until about my sophomore year at USU. Yeah, my mentor happened to send me an email, and I was like, that's amazing that they provide such support, funding, mentor-wise. Like, they have so many great opportunities for researchers, and I was so excited that it was offered. So I like applied like that night. I was like, I have to get involved in that. I started volunteering at an animal shelter, almost like full time, and then I got a job at an animal hospital as well. So I was just surrounded by like animal like love and care, and so I just knew I needed to get into that, but I wanted to get into it in a way where it wasn't solely about like pets, because there's so many like aspects of our natural world that aren't supported like we do with domestic animals. So I really wanted to be able to give a voice to like the voiceless. I mean, species can't speak for themselves, and so I wanted to be that person that can like bridge the divide between like lawmakers and wildlife. So my big focus is about urban wildlife. Since I come from such an urban setting, I find it really fascinating how so many species have like adapted their way of living to survive in our world. Because we showed up, we just like changed everything, and then they were like, oh, I have to survive, I'll change too. So I think it's really fascinating how that's occurred. So my sophomore year of college, me and another undergraduate named Tim Cromwell, we started the like we were passed on this undergraduate research project called the USU Cougar Project. And it was originally about studying cougars and their presence in the Bear River Range, but we wanted to kind of change it a little and tweak it so it would be about like cougar presence along the wildlife urban gradient in Cache Valley. And so by doing that, we placed trail cameras in the canyons of the Bear River Range and in the towns of Cache Valley, so we can see if cougars are going into the cities, if they're just in the canyons, if they're following mule deer. And we're also looking at cougar presence in relation to human presence. Are they afraid of us? Do they not care if we're around? So a big part of my like interest is with urban wildlife. So that's driven a lot of like other research projects I've been involved with. I think my favorite part is being able to like see things that most people can't see. So when trail cameras are so interesting, they're almost like non-invasive, passive observers. You just place them on a tree, and they'll take a picture of anything, heat or motion that walks by. And so a lot of times wildlife are active at night because we're not active at night. So a lot of times I'll be able to see like a moose and like her calf walking in a stream, or a cougar with like an elk in its mouth. Like there's just like so many things I've been able to like witness, and I feel so honored to see about wildlife that like isn't common for others to see. So that's been my favorite part. Yeah, in the future, I definitely want to get my doctorate. The question is when. I think we're in such a unique situation right now where like our world is completely topsy-turvy and our economy is very unstable. So that does come into a factor with like my field of natural resources. We're often defunded already, and so this is already placing a really big impact on like the grants we're able to obtain for graduate students. So it honestly depends on the opportunities that will be available when I graduate. But I also really want to travel and take a minute. I don't know, I feel like we all have been like doing school our entire lives, and this is probably the first time we can enter the world like financially kind of and independently stable. So I kind of want to just travel and see. And what's lucky about my field is that I can work internationally and do a lot of nonprofit work. So I might do that for about a year and try to get my doctorate. That's so. I think my advice would be just to like talk to people, honestly. Like when I was handed like the project with my partner Tim Cromwell, like we had no idea what we were doing. We were like, I think 19 years old. I was 19 years old and trying to figure like biology out. I didn't have time to figure out a research project, and so I just talked to like I think 20 professors, like 30 graduate students, like my peers all around me. I just kept asking so many questions about research, like what's the process of data management, like what grants do I need to obtain, like asking questions and talking to people. Like everyone loves to give advice and they're willing to talk and help you, which I found was really amazing about USU. It's such a supportive community. So I really would recommend just like talking to your professors and asking like what gaps in research in your department need to be filled, like what certain pathways of research have not been filled yet. And so I think that's really crucial, because like make your own niche in the research community of your department.